That'd be great for you. You could
Okay,
totally do that.
can you tell me what Jack in the Box is?
It's a burger joint. Fast
Okay,
food.
got it.
Did you really not know?
I really had no idea. I
Techie
figured it.
Taco. Techie Taco, first of all, I don't believe you. Second of all, I am that cheap
I don't
and
think
that easy, so I would totally do that.
it's cheap and easy.
Except that I don't believe you.
The lagging
Because
balls
$500
credo.
is a lot. How are the levels, guys?
I'm gonna have to go to Jack in the Box wearing this shirt.
They're only on the West Coast, though.
Oh fuck! Guess I'll have to go.
Oh, fuck.
Oh fuck!
Ah, fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
Can't
That'd be great for you. You could
Okay,
totally do that.
can you tell me what Jack in the Box is?
It's a burger joint.
Okay,
Fast food.
got it.
Did you really not know?
I really had no idea. I
Techie
figured
Taco.
it.
Techie Taco, first of all, I don't believe you. Second of all, I am that cheap
I don't
and
think
that easy, so I would totally do that.
it's cheap and easy.
Except that I don't believe you.
The lagging
Because
balls
$500
credo.
is a lot. How are the levels, guys?
I'm gonna have to go to Jack in the Box wearing this shirt.
They're only on the West Coast, though.
Oh fuck! Guess I'll have to go.
Oh, fuck.
Oh fuck!
Ah, fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
Can't believe you've done this.
Hey, are we, like, ready? Like, ahead of time?
That's weird. You know, I was literally asleep like 10 minutes ago.
You don't have to tell people that. They wouldn't know.
Yeah, I probably couldn't. Let's see. This is what I do before I go to anything that has food. Vegan, Jack in the Box.
Do you want me to just reset? You want me to like...
These are great. I support bronies, as you all know. But feet and just like weird obese stuff.
What a mix
and one
of
time
things.
I saw, if you look up Anna, you will inevitably find somebody who commissioned an artist to draw a cow that looks like Anna, but you can also see her cow vag, which looks like a human's vagina.
What?
Yeah, that's so far the weirdest thing that I've seen. And the worst part is, I see it at work, so I can't look at it. Like, I can see it, I know it's there, but because like when you see something fucked up, you're just like, I really want to spend some time staring at this. Like, I want to download it and like zoom in, like scroll in with my wheel and just take a look and try my best to understand what's going on.
Are you seeing this in chat?
What? Oh,
Play by Jay? No, Play by Jay says I was a policy violation administrator at DeviantArt. It's such trash. You should see the stuff
really?
I had to remove. Wow.
Oh my god.
I want to hear more about that job.
Seriously. I want to know all about you and your job and what's going on. Did you like save a list of all the fucked upest things that you saw?
Yeah, the most fucked upest.
Cause like, it's gotta be like scary, like going through, like if it's your job to like go through like photos and stuff like that that are inappropriate, whatever. But when it's like drawings, I feel, and I'm obviously ignorant, but I feel like if you saw something like disturbing or weird, it wouldn't be as bad as like an actual photo of it, you know? I'm just thinking like, back in the day, we'd all go to rotten.com and freak ourselves out.
Rotten.com, oh
yeah,
my god.
The worst thing I ever saw, because I was a total wimp. I didn't want to see anything. But my cousin showed me like a severed hand that was also cut in half.
Ugh.
That was gross.
Sick.
And like, I was so young when I saw that, and I still remember it. It was just awful.
Sick. That's talk about making an impression. All right, well, we got about a minute until we go live. Do you wanna let me put up the overlay? Let's go silent for a moment here, and let me get some stuff set up on the stream. We'll be right back, guys. And welcome back, everybody. Welcome to episode 20 of the LB stream. Thanks for coming on back again. We've got 20 some odd people in here tonight. That's awesome for a Friday night during the Overwatch League. So sorry for doing this at the same time. The great thing about the Overwatch League is that there's a whole lot of it. The rough thing about it is it's on 4 nights a week. So it's effectively making it very difficult for us to find a time not to be competing with that. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking with us. Tonight, we've got an interesting topic this day.
Yeah, I am upset that I'm going to miss the Gladiators play. But, I think they're going to win. Maybe we should only just, stream during matches that we don't, desperately care about.
Why, which team might you care about?
I don't know. I have no idea. You know what the problem is with this? The Fuel logo goes right under my boobs. There's a shelf. I have a Diablo shirt that does that too. It's like, oh, nice shirt. What's on it? And it's like, it says Diablo underneath,
Yeah.
I have to pull it out. That was Fuel. XQC, what's going on? My doggies. But yeah,
Toxic.
excuse me?
Nothing. Nice jersey.
Thank you.
This moment brought to you by Jack in Box and Monster.
Whoa, look at all like the product placement.
only
What else
wish.
do I have here?
Yeah.
I've got some fine line markers that I bought in Irvine.
Do they have a brand?
No wait.
Are they like the sniffing markers that have like blue smells like berry and red smells like
I don't know what kind
cherry?
of markers you're sniffing. Like,
The getting high kind, apparently.
that's not true, although I do have some whiteout.
Hey.
Did you guys like paint your nails with this stuff in school and then just like pick it off and get everywhere?
Yeah, but why?
I just remember being like really, really messy when I was a kid. Like, you just couldn't help it.
Yeah. And I knew a lot of people who did that. with
There's
the
always
nails.
that one kid in class who had like an unreasonably messy desk. Like, I always had a messy desk, but like it was fucked up messy, you know?
Yeah.
And then I don't know, I just remember them getting in trouble a lot for just having like the messiest desk ever, and then they'd have to clean it. Did you guys ever have like that like designated period of time in elementary school where everyone had to clean their desk? And then like
Yep.
you'd make it all cool and stuff. I miss having a desk. It was like a little hole that you put your shit in.
A little hole that you put your shit in?
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't miss that. I've still got that going. So anyway, tonight we're gonna talk about awkward situations. Now,
You
before
sure are.
we begin, we just want to clarify, like, this is not a Lagging Balls podcast. We do a podcast once a week about Blizzard games. We don't live stream that just because, like, you know, it's actually my fault. Like, I scream a lot. I say stupid things. I touch my face a bunch. I'm not usually wearing makeup, and I just feel more self-conscious in front of the camera, and I feel like the things that I say aren't as smart when I'm thinking of all that stuff. And that was a big, air quote on the word smart. But so we decided to start doing this. How many shows have we done?
This is the 20th, I think. I may or may not have lost count,
That's a lot.
but I believe this is episode 20. I mislabeled one, which threw me off even further, so... Oh,
Oh, yeah, but this is completely separate from the Lagging Balls podcast. This is the LB stream where we talk about bullshit that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with gaming, although it usually comes back to that because, what else would we talk about? But we like to just, have a chance to hang out with you guys and read your opinions and your stories and stuff along with us rambling about things. So I just wanted to clarify.
thank you. Thank you, Thist.
I wasn't doing that for you. I was doing that for everybody
I'm
else.
thanking you on behalf of everyone else.
Right, so today we're talking about awkward situations, and we came up with this topic because we are more often than not feeling very awkward IRL. And so why not talk about it,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Right. See, this is awkward.
This is pretty awkward.
I'm feeling so awkward right now.
So, for broadcasters, empty airtime is very awkward. And it's funny that I kind of did that on purpose, and this totally picked up on how awkward it was.
Like, that's one of the biggest ones for me. Like, if
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing any recording of any kind, if I say something and then nothing happens,
Yeah.
like on the LB show, on this show, on our podcast, on anybody else's podcast, on anything.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I was in college for radio broadcasting, and the biggest like bullshit that you could get into was giving somebody dead air or doing it to yourself.
Yeah.
Never, ever, ever.
So they really
ever.
drilled that into you.
And it's just like, I make this face, and I don't really know what it looks like, but I'll try to recreate it now. So, okay, let's see. What's my dead air face? Yeah, there it is.
Is that really it? Because that's pretty awkward.
I was just like trying to recreate
It hurts.
Just, like,
It hurts.
oh god. Yeah, it was fucked. But yeah, no, that's just like the worst.
Sure, Techie Taco. That's exactly it. You know, when you are first starting this off, like when we start our pre-show when there's nobody here yet, it's the same sort of thing. Like that's, totally get it. But you got to keep going. You got to put on the show. The show must go on, right?
Keep going. Yeah, but like let's think of like the IRL like equivalent of that. Okay, when you like say something to a group of people, or like two people at least, and you think it's funny, so you end what you're saying with a laugh, and then nobody says anything.
Yeah, you
So
just
you
pause
literally,
for
yeah,
effect.
you
Then
just
he walked in with a chicken on his head.
and then it's not funny. Like, apparently it was not funny, but you laughed anyway, so now you're just like
Yeah.
this idiot who not only told like the unfunny joke, but you also laughed at it, and it's also your own joke.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like laughing at it still makes it a little better than just like the dead air. Like, I'd still rather have that. As bad as that still is, I'd still rather have that.
Fair enough. I hate that.
No, I
It's
hate
easy.
it too. There's no better situation really. It's just those are horrible.
Yeah, it sucks.
But yeah, so that's totally like an easy everyday really great opener for this. So in terms of awkward situations, anything that's unrequited, right? So
Right.
in a broadcast situation, if I say, and now I'm throwing it to you, Thist, and then nothing happens, that
Oh
gets
yeah,
really awkward.
I got
Thank
it.
you for illustrating that. But outside of a broadcast situation in real life, just an everyday conversation, not only making a joke that falls flat, but also maybe, I don't know, something more innocuous, like when you expect maybe a physical contact kind of thing, like a high five, right?
Okay,
Don't
let
leave,
me tell you
don't leave me hanging.
an anecdote. Okay,
Don't leave
so
me hanging.
I've got like the opposite of that. This happened to me one time. So when I went, and this is funny because I was talking about this, when I went into radio broadcasting, it was a 2-year program, and every first year would be assigned a second year person just to show them the ropes, because like we had our own college radio station, and it was weird, and people like worked there, so it was just like it's just an awkward situation for like these first year students who assumedly just came out of high school to go into this radio station school.
Okay.
So we had these second years. My second year was like the hottest one. Like, he was this dude. He was like hot. I kind of forget what he looks like, but it was really embarrassing.
Okay.
So I came in one day and he was outside the station and he was like laying down. You know how college students like will just lay down anywhere?
Anywhere. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I fell asleep in college in front of my locker, in every single building, every couch on campus, and it was a really large campus. Any couch, I slept on it because I made an effort to try out each couch. And I found one, like there was like this one building called P Building, and they all had like letters. That doesn't matter actually.
That makes
but
it nice and easy.
so I fell asleep, but like that was where they would train like emergency responders and nurses and stuff like that. I woke up with a bunch of nursing students staring at me, like looking at me, just like all of them.
That's not
around me,
awkward.
and I was just like, and they were wearing like scrubs and shit. It was, don't wake up with nurses staring at you. It's not great. But anyway, and I fell
no.
asleep. My best one was I fell asleep in the bathroom stall. Like those like toilet paper dispensers. I sort of like put my elbow up on it and put my head on it, and I just like sat on the can and just fell asleep like that for a while, which was great. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, right. So he was laying down outside the station, and he just sort of like, there was lights and stuff, so he just sort of like went like this, and I thought that he was giving me a high five for no reason, and I'm like, cool, I can do this. Super hot guy who's a second year and super cool. So I'd, and then he went and smacked his head with his own hand because I'd, given him a high five for some reason. Yeah. He's like, why did you do that? And I'm like, sorry, I thought you were giving me a high five. And he's like, why? What? And I'm like, I don't know. I have to go now. I actually don't remember how that transaction
That
went.
stinks.
But no, that was just.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh no. Oh, the cringe. Oh, that's juicy.
Yeah.
I went to a Boy Scout camp. Yes, I was a Boy Scout once upon a time, and there was like a contingent of older boys who thought they were really cool. So they also had very different humor than I did. So two things were at play here, and one of them was definitely the same high five thing. Earlier on, when I was trying to get in good with these guys, and I didn't realize that they were kind of out to single me out or whatever, which ended up being the case. not, I don't think purposefully. I think it just kind of developed into that. But before that happened, I tried to high five one of them, and they didn't requite. They did not return the high five. They did not high five my high five, and so they left me hanging, and that was rough. So that was already awkward. But then I was also like in this situation where I had different humor than them, so they would like be making a joke and then like playing off of each other or whatever, and then I'd throw something in, and it would kill it. It would just like be like, yeah, and then this, and then ha ha ha, and then that, and whoa, and they'd be like, oh yeah, and then this, and they're like,
God. Oh
yeah.
God.
And then not even just that, then they'd call me out for having killed it. And I'm like, you know, like middle school or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
it's not just awkward, but it's just like dealing with like jerks.
yeah. The only real solution to that is murder, I think, says Digital Icarus.
I agree.
Hey, you know, it was a mysterious summer at that Boy Scout camp.
How
Nobody really
mysterious was
knows
it?
what happened.
Oh, you're just trying to forget.
That was a joke.
Sure was. So this is awkward. So
We're just gonna keep doing these awkward pauses on purpose throughout this episode. I like it.
I don't like it. It's
Okay.
making me cringe.
So what's another situation, like everyday type of situation, or IRL situation?
I don't know.
How about meeting parents?
Oh yeah. Okay, so if you're dating somebody and like is it better to just like meet them randomly or is it better to just like do the whole build up thing and be like, "Okay, you're going to meet my parents on Thanksgiving. You know, we're going to wait till Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's coming up. You're
Yeah.
worried about it. It's okay. Don't worry, you know?" And it sucks cuz like in my experience as the female, which I've always been, you know, I don't know why I say things with like digression. I don't know. That's awkward. But anyway, it's like I'll ask the dude, what should I bring? Like, what
Yeah.
does your mom like? Like,
Yeah.
I was always taught, like, if you're going to somebody's house and you're meeting someone for the first time, you bring them something, you
Sure.
know? So I'm like, hey, what does your mom like? Do you have any weird house rules? Like,
Yeah.
is she super racist against Canadians? Like, is there anything I need to know?
Well,
Like,
aren't
is
there
your
some-
dad awkward? Will your dad like me more if I wear a low cut top? Like, what's happening here?
Aren't there some like straightforward, like safe Canadian things to bring, like a pint of maple syrup or something?
Yeah. Like I'm from the maple syrup capital of the province. Like,
Oh, so would that be redundant then? Like everybody would already have.
no, I mean everybody enjoys some dark amber maple syrup straight from the Sugar Shack, but
I sure would.
you know, I mean that would be my go-to, obviously. But
Yeah.
like,
But
what
you want to
if I-
ingratiate, right? You want to be more
exactly,
specialized than. Okay, yeah, all right.
Exactly. I just want to be like, yes, I'm dating your son. I know about you. I've asked. Like, this
Mhm.
is being a nice girl. And the thing was, like, for the longest time, like maybe up until I don't know, I was like 24 or something like that. I was a straight up punk, you know, like I had the pink hair. I know that's not so crazy nowadays, but it was back then. I was wearing like, you know, stuff with safety pins and patches all over it and lots of plaid and lots of mini skirts and like the big like platform boots and I looked like a delinquent. I really did. Some people called me like a Satan worshiper, you know. Somebody called me Ozzy Osbourne once. Like, I remember one time I was like, I know. I was standing in my hometown on Main Street. Fucking, it was Christmas, and I was like decked out in my, punk stuff. And this float goes by, and it's for it's one of we had two high schools in my hometown, and it's the other one that I didn't go to.
Okay.
And it's all these like kids that are sort of my age, and they're going, "Merry Christmas, everybody! Merry Christmas!" And then one guy leans over the side of the float and he points at me and he's like, "Happy Halloween!" And I'm like,
Aw,
yeah, but
what a bastard.
right. So back then I was dating this dude and he had like these really like insanely yuppie parents, and like I had no point of reference, like I couldn't relate to them. So I'm just like, please, can you tell me what's going on? Like, how can I impress these people? And more often than not, no offense to dudes or anything, and I don't mean to generalize, But in my experience, the dude was always like,
Yeah.
just it's fine. Just wear shirts, like whatever. Just wear
You
what you
should
normally
probably wear a
it's fine.
shirt. That sounds
You
like
know?
such a dude thing to say.
Yeah, it's like, what should I do? What should I do? And it's just like, oh, you're fine. It's like, okay, I mean, I'm sure I will be, but like, this is awkward to meet somebody's, like, to go to somebody's house, and like, more often than not, you've already fucking been to their house and like fooled around on their parents' couch, tables, bed, probably basement, roof, whatever. Like, I've already been there, but like, now I have to go there and pretend like I've never been there, and and like pretend like I haven't like been in their room and looked at their things and shit like that. See there, I go digressing here. But it's awkward, and then you like walk into their house and like, you're like, here I am, please like me, I like your son, I brought you maple syrup, I'm wearing a shirt, please,
I brought this shirt that I'm wearing.
Yeah, it's XQC, everybody likes XQC, yeah, and it's just nerve-wracking, and like more often than not, like you will be there on like some kind of holiday, so maybe it's like the parents plus extended family, which is even worse because they don't really care much, but you care a lot about them because you're trying to make a good impression.
Sure, yeah. Like on a holiday, or like just like somebody's birthday or something.
Either. Because it'll be like, oh, my whole family's getting together. Why don't you meet my parents and the whole rest of my fucking family on this day at this house, where you have to like, act cool and bring maple syrup. But yeah, it's just really awkward.
Yeah, very much so.
Have you ever had awkward meet parents?
I have had, let me give you an example of the opposite. I've had parents of significant others that I haven't even met the significant other yet. I met the parent first, and they were like, I have a daughter.
No.
And then I got introduced to, that's actually how I met my first girlfriend. My first official, full-on, long-term relationship girlfriend. Met her mom first. Now thinking back on that, that's pretty fucking awkward.
It is actually. I think we've covered this before, but I forgot.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah, but and
I've good woman for you. Take the woman.
Yeah, and the thing was, like, it's not like one of those situations where, like, it's like Stacy's mom and she's got it going on, and you're like, really? So what's your daughter look like? No, it was not one of those situations at all. It was definitely. She was like, I have a daughter, and I was like, really?
I bet you do.
That's great. I should meet her sometime. But no, it turned out she was awesome. So,
my mom's really hot, though.
What's that?
My mom, she's really hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
It's another one of those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember, like, oh my god, one time I was at that yuppie place. The yuppie place, my boyfriend's house at the time. And we were going up the stairs, and they had all this like crap on the walls on the stairs, and like they had this like fancy like birdhouse shaped clock, I guess, and I fucking knocked it off the goddamn wall, and not only did it fall off the wall, but it like went like falling and spinning down the fucking stairs, and I just like watched it go, and I'm like,
no,
right, I'm done. Luckily, though, the dude I was dating totally took the blame for it.
Wow.
Which was really, really nice. Because, of course, like, the whole fucking house came out to see what the hell had happened. And he's like,
that was nice of him.
I knocked that off.
That's perfect.
Like, that was clutch. Because that could have been really bad.
Yep.
That's a super tip for you guys. Like, if your significant other does some bullshit like that in front of your whole family, take the blame.
Yeah.
It'll help.
It's called chivalry. Look it up.
Yeah. It's called fashion. Look it up.
Yeah. Yeah, Zorts. Thorn, you seem like a lovely young man. You should really meet my daughter and make me some beautiful grandbabies. That wasn't far off, my friend. It was a little... I mean, to be fair, this was a small town, Times is different and such. It was a little, it wasn't quite that forward, but there were implications,
Yeah.
I mean, that sort of thing. Speaking of, was that the first time when you knocked that thing off the stairs? Was that the first time you were there?
I don't think so.
So that same girlfriend that I met through her mother, first time she comes over to my house, my Cocker Spaniel loved this dog. Rest in peace, little guy. He was awesome. except that the first time he meets her, he rears up and puts his little paws on her and sniffs her real sweetly and proceeds to piss all over her leg. I was like, dude, thanks. Thanks.
That's great. That's great.
You've also created another awkward situation for me, bro. Thanks. Thanks for that.
Being peed on, very awkward. Unless you ask for it, in which case, great. Just saying.
Yeah. Okay, so let's switch gears here. How about meeting coworkers at a new job?
Okay. So
That can be awkward.
it can be, especially, it's like having a new job is stressful because you're met with like this overwhelming feeling of not knowing what to do, like fearing the unknown. Like that's where all the anxiety comes from when you're starting a new job. It's just like, I was interviewed and I was hired because I know what I'm doing, like I know what to do. But like you can't just walk into a place and like know how everything operates and like exactly what you're supposed to do and like how all of your minutes are like counted for throughout the day and stuff like that. So like you get seriously like freaked out.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you've got people there who like already know each other and they're hanging out and talking and like so
there's
you
groups,
feel
there's cliques.
exactly. So like I'm just like trying to compare this to like school, right? Like you go to school, you walk into a classroom, that's awkward, like if you don't know anybody, but at least you know that you're supposed to go and sit at a fucking desk, and learn whatever. But for the job thing, it's just like you feel like people are judging you and you are kind of like, just afraid of the unknown, I guess. So then you've got all these people and it's just, if you're somebody who's, awkward in social situations like I am, it's just, it's hard to be like, hello, fellow coworkers. I feel awkward and scared. Hello. Can you please just ignore me? Or at least like take everything I do and say with a grain of salt for like 2-ish, 3-ish weeks, because I'm not going to get good at any of this for a while. And therefore I'm not going to be comfortable for a while. Therefore I'm not going to be myself for a while. So just like don't think that I'm like the person I appear to be in the first couple of weeks of this job, okay? Because I'm just terrified,
Yeah.
But and I'm saying this and it's all really fresh because like I started my IRL job in October and I hadn't had to, do that in a while. So, but the thing was like, it's awkward for people too when a new person comes in. Like you can't just like assume that everybody's going to be comfortable with like welcoming a new person and stuff like that. So I don't begrudge anybody who like, kind of kept their distance for a while. Like I would have done the same thing. But there are some people who are just naturally good at, saying hello and introducing themselves and stuff. Like for me, I don't know about you, Thorn, but for me, like getting up and saying hello and interacting with somebody new is really difficult, unless I'm at BlizzCon, of course. But some people are just naturally cool with that. And so those people at that job...
I'm pretty naturally cool with that.
Okay, well, good. Those people are fucking lifesavers because, like, you'll go in the first couple of days and it'll be scary, but then there'll be this person who comes over and just says, hey, what's up? My name's blah, blah, blah. I do this. What's going on? And not only is that sort of like a great icebreaker because then you kind of know somebody there, but it's like that person knows other people at the job place. So if they're talking to
the job place,
other people, so like there's like a few people at my job who just like hey, let's talk, let's like and nothing like at length or anything like that, but it's just like people who weren't too busy to just say like, hey, what's going on, stuff like that. And since like those people talked to me, then it wasn't such like a big deal or kind of embarrassing for other people to talk to me after that. So I don't know,
that's good. It's like a buffer. It's like a social buffer.
So like if you guys can be a buffer like that,
be a buffer,
like, the smallest extent, like it really helps out.
I try to be the buffer. I think one of the things I know that you and I have in common is we tend to be aware of those kinds of situations.
Don't tell me what I am.
When we see that stuff happening around us, obviously if it's happening to us, but if we see it happening around us, I've seen both of us facilitate things. Like, for example, at BlizzCon with our guildmates. Making sure that people were feeling, like they were included and that they were meeting the people that we were meeting up with and that sort of thing.
I didn't do anything
kinda
for
like
those clowns.
Okay, well, I did. Another thing we're good at, tag teaming. I wanna call out a couple things from chat here real quick because there's some pretty funny and some pretty interesting things.
Okay.
Techie Taco said most awkward part about coworkers is learning their sense of humor because it's very easy to overdo it accidentally, which is a really good point.
That is true.
Also, Galaxion 4, my coworkers are technically dead. He's a mortician.
Oh.
I had to double take that because I was obviously trying to pay attention to what you were saying. I was like, what?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Sleeping on the job.
It says they're wonderfully accepting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can't piss off a dead guy.
Yep.
Can you touch a dead guy? Okay. Is there a law against touching corpses? Like, touching them?
Who would be... What do you mean? Like, in what kind of situation exactly?
Like...
I think how and in what situation
okay,
matter a lot in this question.
I'm assuming, I mean, I don't know, like, like in the movies where there's like somebody like putting makeup on a corpse or something, or, I know it's necrophilia, but I'm just asking, like, is necrophilia illegal?
Wait, touching a corpse or having sex with a corpse?
Just touching.
Okay. Because again, those are two different...
Makeup on it.
Galaxian the Mortician says, depends on the corpse. I don't think that's right. I don't trust you, Mr. Mortician. You've suddenly lost credit in my book.
Listen.
A second ago, you were the dude who would know because you're the one who works with dead people. Now I'm not so sure. This just got hilariously awkward.
If sex equals jail, I'm just wondering, like, could you touch it? Would it be alright? Like, nobody would know probably, right? Like, if you touched a corpse inappropriately, like, at what point does touching someone when they're dead become inappropriate? Like certainly not when they just die.
When it's like a sex act, that's clearly inappropriate.
Yeah, but if you're alone with them and they've been dead for a while, like...
How does that make it any better?
Well, I'm just saying, like,
This is really fitting the awkward tone of this episode because it's very awkward right now.
I never thought of it before. I just like, they're not alive, so like, do you need
Mortician Galaxian says you cannot sexually assault a corpse.
Okay, so it's still considered assault even if they're dead?
No, he's saying you cannot sexually assault a corpse.
Oh, so you can just sexually them.
You could just sexually them.
Yeah.
You can just
like,
go ahead and sexually them.
Yeah. Just, honestly though, like, if my corpse looks good enough to like sexually, then
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
Too bad you have to explain that, Draven, because that's funny. But no, I don't know. I guess I guess I have a. So now, this is a little awkward for me. I feel like that's like desecration of the dead. I'm not comfortable with that.
Okay, so nobody touched Thorin after he's dead.
After I'm dead, I'm sure I won't care.
Do you think, like, how, like, in some cultures, they would, like, bury people with, like, tons of stuff because they figured, like, they'll bring it to the afterlife with them. They've got their gold, servants, cats, bricks, probably.
Yeah.
Finely weaved baskets of weeds and shit. But do you think that, like, maybe, like, the more important dead people, like, maybe they would get one last in, Maybe there'd be somebody...
Well, like what? Ancient Egyptian cultures, they used to, like, bury their women with them. Like the pharaohs and such.
I don't...
Like, alive. They'd be like,
get
your bitch in here!
I don't think that's true, but...
I think it is.
I don't think it is.
I believe I remember that from history class. Actually, I don't trust my memory. Never mind.
I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
You don't remember yesterday.
Fair. Never mind.
But no, I'm just wondering, like, if there was, like, a designated corpse fucker
Designated corpse
on
fucker.
staff. You know, it's just like, okay, this guy died. Can you
Wait.
please just?
Would that be like a position of respect and like honor, or would that be a position of like punishment?
I think it would probably be missionary.
The Nice. Nice.
Ba-dum-bum. Funny.
Do you want to switch to another awkward situation?
Oh yeah, let's do that.
How about
'Cause-
job interviews?
Okay. Let's go from corpse fucking to job interviews. Be like, hi, I'm Fist. Thank you for interviewing me. I have one question before we begin. You know, if you were dead, would you want somebody to like inappropriately touch your corpse?
It's like you have to put it on like your driver's license, right? Like
Like corpse
organ
fucker?
donor
Oh,
or
right.
or
Corpse
donate
fucker.
or donate your organ.
What would the official name of corpse fucker be? Like, not corpse. Is corpse the right word? Like, I know it's
Corpse
the right
copulator?
word. Corpse copulator?
Yeah, maybe it would be something. So it'd be something extra special sounding, right? So it'd be like post,
Mortem.
maybe post-mortem. Yeah, probably that sounds about right. Post-mortem.
Mortem.
Um,
Healer upper? No, that's not scientific. You say copulator?
yeah,
Is that a word?
Yeah.
Like, I know copulate
To
is. but
copulate is to
copulate-
bang.
To bang?
Yes,
She bangs? She bangs?
she bangs. She bangs.
Excellent. I'm gonna need
So
to like.
post-mortem, copulator assistant.
Okay, assistant.
Post-mortem copulation manager.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Okay. So, how about those job interviews? You're like job interviewing to be a corpse fucker
Yes,
or just anything.
I'm here for the corpse fucking.
The worst is when they ask you if you have any questions and they've literally answered all of your questions. And you're like, no, I don't.
What?
What? What?
What?
Stop it. What are you doing?
The forced awkwardness is just extra funny for this episode.
You can't do that to XQC.
Okay,
XQC.
What's the most awkward job interview that you've had?
What?
Yes.
I don't know. They've all been pretty bad, honestly.
Yeah?
I mean, no, that's not true. The last one I had was via Skype, and I felt very comfortable. I wonder why. Like, I was literally sitting right here talking about video games. But I guess, like, well, I had this really great interview for this really great job right out of college. I got a job as a comic book store clerk.
That's
and
pretty
it
dope.
was fantastic.
That's
Oh
pretty
my
dope.
god, what a great job. It was so great. But aside from
What
those
was the
two
interview
things-
like for that? Listen, there's probably very few of us, myself included, probably in chat, who've ever worked in a comic book store. However, I'm sure there's on more than one occasion, at least a few of us have thought at least about, hey, what a cool job that would be.
It really is.
So what was the interview like?
I guess I was lucky because like my boss was just this really, really cool guy, and the comic book store was like, it wasn't a chain, you know, it was like a family business pretty much. Like he
Okay,
had all his
yeah.
kids, you know, helping out after school, and his wife running the business with him and stuff like that. And they were just like, as you can imagine, like a family that runs a cool comic book store were just like the fucking tits, right? So, you know, you go in and I'm like talking myself up, but then it's like, you know, what comic books do you read? Because obviously, like, you can't fucking work at a comic book store
Yep.
if you don't read comics, because people come in and ask questions, and like you don't want to look, especially. And I remember like his wife, after I got the job, kind of sat me down and she's like, look, you know, like sometimes people are going to come in and assume that you don't know anything, or they're going to accuse you of not knowing anything, and like, you know, you're not going to know everything. Nobody knows everything,
Sure.
but that's just going to happen. So when it does, like, don't feel badly about it. It's just, you know, it's just something that happens, and if you can try to prove them wrong, then do it. So I don't know, that was just really cool. Like, they were just,
That's cool that she called that out in particular.
yeah, like,
Good
she's
heads up
super
on her
real.
end.
Yeah, it was nice. It is so great, you guys, just like sitting around reading fucking Hellboy all day.
It's awesome.
But every other job interview has just been fucking terrible. It's just
Really?
it's
No other
nerve-wracking.
good
And
ones?
well, I don't know. Like I had a bunch of jobs when I was like a teenager slash like early 20s, I guess. And I didn't have a lot of like good interview clothing, or my hair was still all fucked up, and like I had like the massive like makeup thing going on my face,
Yeah.
and I don't know. And I was also really poor, so I couldn't like afford to go get a haircut, so I looked like a normal person, or get some good interview clothes or anything like that. So like, I'm already going in with strikes against me. Plus, I'm like super awkward in person.
Sure.
Like I've been sitting at home playing World of Warcraft since I was in high school. Like I don't know how to, do things outside in the world that's not Warcraft. So not that I'm blaming WoW for that. That was all me. But no, it's just like a feeling you get right before a job interview where you just want to like run around the block because you're just like you're so pent up with anxiety.
Sure. Yeah.
You're just fuck, and like there's like basically nothing you can do besides like frantically googling like good interview questions for the interviewee.
Yeah.
And sort of like trying to commit them to memory. Like there's nothing else you can do because you can never anticipate what somebody's gonna ask. And I think like that is like the crux of awkward social situations. It's just like the hair in your mouth. Like the fear of the unknown,
Sure. Yeah.
It's just like I don't know how this interviewer is going to react to me, what questions they're going to ask, what they're going to get me to do. I don't know what the first day of work's going to be like because I don't know what to do. I don't know if my boyfriend's parents are going to like me because I don't know them, like it's just fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
And like even knowing that, it's just like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do? Like,
Sure.
I can't not be afraid of the unknown until I know it. And then the only way to know it is to do it, and then you have to do it, and it's awkward, and yeah. Anyway, do you have any, now I'm unraveling this whole thing?
About job interviews?
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly. Most of mine have been less about feeling awkward and more about ending up in an awkward situation. So, for example, I answered, like, there was a job listing, I forget where, out of college, and I called about it, and I got a call back, and I was excited about that. I did an interview on the phone, and then they asked me to come in. And then it got weird, because they were like, okay, just go through that door and then wait in that room. And so I sit down in the room, and it's like a room with like a bunch of chairs, like a presentation room, right? So there's a bunch of chairs all facing like a whiteboard, and I was like, what the fuck is this? This is weird. So then like slowly more and more people come in, and then a bunch of people sit down, and then we have like a presentation, and they tell us all about how we're going to be talent scouts for a modeling agency. And I was like, what the fuck
Sweet.
is this?
Scoping chicks or dudes?
Yeah, I mean apparently, but yeah, I mean there was a couch in the corner. They were
Casting
taking
couch?
people back there one by one. I'm not sure what they were doing, but I stopped at that point. No, they weren't doing that. It was actually like a talent agency of
It
some
wasn't
sort.
porno?
I worked there. No, it wasn't a porno. Sorry to disappoint, but I did work there for a day, and then I had to go in and have the awkward conversation with my new boss to say, no, thank you on this shit, because this is some weird shit, and I'm not down with this. I did not just finish 4 years of college to come work for the like. I'm sorry, but Jesus.
Sucks. I for like a minute, not a minute, like a few months, I was like convinced that I was going to like be a porno producer, and I would be the biggest one in Canada. Because when you're in Canada, you start, with the industry. Your dreams can't exceed the border kind of thing. But I was gonna call my company Canuck Fucks with an X. Brand it.
I like it.
And,
I like it.
My first porno,
Well branded.
Yeah, thank you. I spent a lot of time writing it. Like, I don't think that you need to, spend a lot of time writing a porno, but I did. Like, that was a masterpiece. Mwah. And it was basically, I won't go into detail, obviously, but it was basically like these dude hockey recruiters recruiting for a female hockey team.
Nice.
And so, like, each girl would, like, come in.
How very Canadian.
That was the point.
No, I love it. It's perfect. It was perfectly on brand.
It was going to be Canadian porn. So it'd be like the girls coming in, trying out for the team, and like there'd be like jerseys and hockey sticks and things like that too, and pucks and various places. But yeah, yeah. I remember I told my mom about it. I was like, Mom, I'm only a porno producer. She's like, good job, Jesse. And then she kept drinking her coffee. I was so same shit.
So what happened with it?
Nothing. But shortly after that, I entered a business venture with my friend Kevin called Billboard Boobs and something assets. Something like that. But it was where he would like handle all of the clients via eBay. And what I would do is by request write things on my cleavage, take photos of it, and like he would send them out and stuff like that. So like
Before you ask, chat room, no, she does not offer this service anymore.
No, I don't. But
Before you even ask.
I mean, hard times come a knocking. I don't know, but like
come a knocking.
I get it, knockers, right? But yeah, no, it was fairly lucrative. It was kind of funny, and I learned to write upside down so well. Just like
develop your own fonts, upside down fonts.
Pretty much. Yeah, no, it was good. It was good.
Maybe.
But yeah, like if you guys are looking to do stuff, you know, you could do that. But I would recommend like having a middleman because these people can get Trez creepy.
A pimp.
Pretty fast. Yeah, he was kind of like a pimp.
Like a digital pimp.
Yeah, the gentle pimp with a gentle hand. What were we talking about?
We were talking about job interviews.
Right, and I ruined that. Cool.
So I had another job interview that was really awkward, and this one was straight up awkward. And it's because I was severely out of my element. It was with Motorola, like the phone company.
Wait, the phone?
Yeah,
company?
yeah, that one.
Not
that
Motorola,
one.
the sandwich company?
That one, yeah. They were opening a new corporate headquarters in Chicago back when I lived there, and they were looking for to fill their marketing department. So I applied and I got an interview, and I was really stoked about my phone. It was just a phone interview, but I was really stoked about it. And I got on the phone, and this woman started asking me. She was really sharp, and she just started asking me all kinds of things that were so far out of my element that it was really embarrassing. And I feel like she might, like, what she could have done is been like, oh, okay, this guy is not what we're looking for, so I guess, you know, I'll make nice and then we'll end the conversation. I feel like, to her credit, she pushed further. She went, like, I didn't have a good answer for something, she moved right along to another tough question.
So instead of just, like, letting you go, she just let you dangle?
Oh, yeah. No, she hung me out to dry even further. But I did not feel like it was malicious. Like, it was not, she wasn't like, I didn't know this person. There wasn't anything like, this wasn't a panel of people I was talking to or anything like that. She wasn't trying to embarrass me or anything like that. It's just that she was looking for something very specific that was not in the job description. So the conversation went in very different directions than I expected. And it turns out what she was looking for the position was very different. So, you know, to her credit, she stuck to what she was really interested in because she was leading this department. Now, unfortunately for me, it meant none of what we were talking about was stuff that I was well versed in, and I could bullshit around a little bit, and then eventually I had to just start saying, I'm sorry, that's not my area of expertise. So I don't know.
I'm a corpse fucker.
You know,
like,
yeah, I gotta stick to the simple things, man. Like, I do one thing and I do it well.
I mean, I've never heard any complaints. Funny.
Nice. Yeah, no, didn't get the job. Definitely did not get the job. Did not move on to the live interview, thankfully, which is good. You know, if you're that far out of your element in the phone interview, you don't want to be asked for the live one.
Can you imagine like the anxiety before going into a job that you are like clearly not going to be able to do ever?
Mm-hmm. Oh, here's another situation for you. Here's a really awkward situation. Okay, so I applied to this company, and I applied for a very low position, much lower than my experience, because I would have been working with a friend, and it would have been in her department, and I just thought, like, okay, I can work my way up. It seems like it might be an okay company, whatever. I got a call from, like, an executive vice president, like a senior vice president, this woman who, again, was really sharp, was really nice. She called me and said, I can't in good conscience accept you for this position. I'm sorry. It's just not, it's too far, like, your position, you know, your experiences in management, it would just be wrong. And I tried to argue with like, oh no, I really believe in this company and I'll work my way up and whatever. And she's just like, I can't do it. You just like, you would be wasted in this position. So 6 months pass or something like that, and she calls me randomly and says, hey, I've got this director level position open, and I think you should apply. And so I apply. Everything goes well. I interview. Obviously, if the vice president of a company is calling you and saying that you should apply, obviously you're in a good spot to vie for this job. So things go well. They're on the cusp of actually offering me the job. We're literally talking about the terms that they're going to put in the offer to make it formal, right? And then suddenly she calls me again and just says, I am so sorry. We've just had some unexpected internal interest. Long and short of it is, 2 people internally from management and other departments learned about the position and at the last second stepped in and both applied, both of whom had previous experience in that position, which was kind of a specialized department, and therefore they were kind of more qualified than me because of their experience in that department in particular. So suddenly, instead of being, I was being handed the job and then it's suddenly yanked back, and now they said, okay, but we don't want to lose you. Would you work under this person instead? So you want to talk about awkward. I took the job because they didn't know it, but I was desperate for the job at the time. So I took the job. I took some really great terms as part of it, which was nice for me, except for the part where I was reporting to this horrible, horrible person who knew that her new direct report was basically like a managerial equal and had just been vying for her job. So that was a really awkward situation to come into as a job, and it did not turn out well, as you can imagine.
God.
But yeah, imagine going in for your first day and your boss, like, it was my second day. I think it was like 10 minutes late or something like that on my second day. I just like missed a train or something like that. And she immediately like read me right. She like sat me down and she was like, I really had high hopes for you in this place. And I was like, wow.
You shouldn't have been
relax. No. I was absolutely late. I admitted it. I didn't give any attitude or anything of the sort, but like it was clear right away. She was gunning. That was rough. The worst part is, this company was horrible. What this company actually did was they took advantage of people. They worked with the big banks, and they did telemarketing and direct mail to try and trick people into buying like things like fake insurance cards and shit like that. They literally like scam people for a living, like a corporate scam company. It was a terrible place. So I was not upset in the least that it didn't work out. But it was just funny to see this like
sounds like
corporate espionage. Oh no, I just didn't want that bitch to win because she sucked.
Okay. Okay, that explains everything.
Yeah.
Cool.
But that was very awkward.
Yeah, seems like you have a lot more experience in that than I do.
Just different types. Okay, what about walking into a new class at school?
I think I kind of covered that though.
Yeah? Okay.
A little bit.
What about meeting your friends' friends?
Ah, yes. Your friends' friends. This is interesting because, like, this happens all of the time via Battle.net.
Yep.
For example. It's
Yeah.
just like, hey, I want to play Overwatch, and I've got, like, the person I'm currently talking to, and then the person who sees me log on and wants to play with me, and it's like, hey, can I invite my friend?
Yeah.
MMR notwithstanding, of course. But it's just like, or, like, hey, I want to do a dungeon with you, but I've got this friend who's a tank, so we should bring them. I've got this other friend who I said, would come in and stuff like that. And then, of course, it's always best to, like, bring them into comms and stuff like that. So more often than not, I'm introducing people, and it's cool because, like, sometimes I know that these people are going to get along, and then sometimes I know that these people are not going to get along.
Yeah.
And so, since that happens to me a lot, like, I'm on the other end of it quite frequently as well. I'll just be like, hey, I want to hang out in game with you. Can we play something? And they'll be like, yeah, but like, I've got like 4 other people who want to play with me. Luckily, Blizzard games are awesome, so we can all play together.
Yeah.
And, that is totally fine. Because like, if you're playing with this person, you're probably like in the same MMR or you're the same eye level, depending on what you're playing, of course. So,
Yeah.
like, all I can think of is like, if you go into comms with some new people and you don't talk because you're kind of nervous, I think at this point in life and just in gaming history. Like if somebody doesn't talk in comms, or just uses that whole "my mic's broken," "oh, my mic's broken, but I can still hear you," that's totally acceptable, because that's just somebody who's just like, I really am not comfortable talking.
Oh yeah, totally.
Unless they have a legitimate reason, like their mic is actually broken, but I never believe that, by the way. So it's cool. It's just like that is sort of universally accepted, so you don't have to interact so much if you don't want to. You can always go in, say your mic's broken, suss out these people, find out that they're cool, and be like, hey, I just found my old headset under my desk, I can talk now.
Yeah.
Or just I kicked it back into place and now it's working. Although that definitely happens sometimes too. But what I'm trying to say is meeting people via video games is great.
Oh yeah.
Hell you just go, you already know that you're both interested in stuff. You already know that, like, if your friend is bringing you with this person, then you're probably same MMR, same eye level, same whatever. So you've probably got comparable skills.
Yep.
It's the best when you're like even better than this person you don't know. So you're like, hey, person I don't know, aren't I impressive? Like, aren't I, like this is validating me. Like, I feel good about myself.
Yep.
It's like if you're meeting somebody IRL that you didn't know, and like you were really, really good at like dancing or jumping really high, and you just happen to be meeting at like a dance or like a jumping really high competition. And so like you don't feel so bad about or so awkward about meeting people, because you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna rock this. Everybody's gonna think I'm so cool because I'm so good at this. So it's like you're going into a situation with your friend and another person, and it is kind of awkward, but like you're really good at what you're doing. So like, assumedly, especially if you're doing a dungeon or something, like that person that you don't know is going to be thankful that you're there, and therefore not hate you, which is kind of what people always assume this person that they don't know is going to do. So it's it's a good way to meet people, is what I'm saying. But IRL, it's like, okay, I like my friend likes me, but my friend also likes this other person, so I can assume maybe this new person will like me as well, maybe. But then they're there, and your friend and this friend, like this person, they have like inside jokes and shit. It's the worst when it's just like your friend and then a bunch of friends that you don't know, and then you come in and it's like, hey, I don't know any of you, but my friend does, so my friend's gonna be able to like chill with you and understand what you're talking about, and I'm just gonna be learning about it all night, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here at the jumping high competition.
Hey, that could be a competition. I'm from a small town. We have all sorts of things.
Yeah,
like
as
that.
long as you don't go at it like this lady did. Poor lady.
I mean, she tried, right?
She did try. It's not as awkward,
tried.
except that somebody was recording it and then made it into a GIF. Techie Taco, that was for you, buddy. So, what makes the difference in meeting friends of friends? What's the difference between like a good? Is it when the friend is a good facilitator, or is it more about like you?
I think it's more about you, and it's, I don't know, I think it's like an awkward situation, because like if you feel awkward in social situations, there's no way that you're going to go out and just meet people randomly, because you're not going to do that,
Yeah.
So, what we've been talking about are awkward situations that you're kind of forced into. Like you're going to school and meeting people for the first time, or you're going to this job and you're talking to people for the first time who want things from you, and you don't know what they want,
Yeah.
Or you're with your significant other and you have to meet their parents at some point. So these are all things that you're more or less obligated to do, or forced to do, whatever. But like meeting people on your own is something that you don't have to deal with if you don't want to. But then like you've got the whole friend thing, and it's like, I am obliged to like meet my friends' friends, but I don't have to, because assumedly like your friend understands that you're kind of socially nervous and awkward, and they're probably trying to do you a favor, introducing you to more people, and if they're a good friend, they're probably thinking like, okay, Fist likes video games and Thorn likes video games. Maybe I should like introduce them and then, it'll all be good.
Yeah,
But if you had a
it'll all
bad
just
friend, it
work
would
out
be
for them.
like, Sis likes video games. Thorn only likes corpse fucking, and Sis is very much alive. So, sure, they'll get along.
There you go.
Um, so I don't know. It's like it's a weird thing. It's like you don't necessarily have to do it, but you're doing it, and there it is. And like you don't want to lose your friend, but it's awkward, so you just have to kind of get past it. But it's the best when you click with somebody right away and then you're all friends.
That is
But
the best.
it doesn't really, I don't know. It's harder. It's harder to make friends as an adult. Like, do you even remember making friends as a kid? Like that would just happen,
No, but
you
there's a
know?
lot of things that happen that way as a kid. That's how most of life was as a kid. You just experience things, and also like you don't have the same inhibitions as a kid. You still have some, right? Like you still have situations where you're like, oh, I'm not sure or whatever, but like they're so unclouded with all the bullshit that we pick up throughout our lives, right?
Yeah.
Like we pick up all this baggage that just makes all of these things that are very very simple into very very complex things, and then just make them all kinds of nuts.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean I remember that, but I also just remember like, see for me I was an army kid. Like my parents were military. We moved around all the time, so I was always the new kid in the class or the new kid in school or whatever, and was always in that kind of situation, which is why Really? That'd be great for you. You could
Okay.
totally do that.
Can you tell me what Jack in the Box is?
It's a burger joint.
Okay.
Fast food.
Got it.
Did you really not know?
I really had no idea. I
Techie
figured
Taco. Techie Taco. First of all, I don't believe you. Second of all, I am that cheap and that easy, so I would totally do that.
cheap and easy.
Except that I don't believe you.
The lagging
Because
balls
$500
Credo.
is a lot. How are the levels, guys?
I'm gonna have to go to Jack in the Box wearing this shirt.
They're only on the West Coast, though.
Oh fuck! Guess I'll have to go.
Oh, fuck.
Oh fuck!
Ah, fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
Can't believe you've done this.
Hey, are we, like, ready? Like, ahead of time?
That's weird. You know, I was literally asleep like 10 minutes ago.
You don't have to tell people that. They wouldn't know.
Yeah, I probably couldn't. Let's see. This is what I do before I go to anything that has food. Vegan Jack in the Box.
Do you want me to just reset? You want me to, like, move the needle back? Like, do you want me to, like, rewind? So
Huh?
You didn't say that on stream?
Huh? I can have their chicken teriyaki bowl with.
Okay. Yeah, we can look into that.
We're gonna make hats.
Crocodile is requesting new LB logo hats. Hey, by the way, thanks for sharing the swag link in Discord the other day. Appreciate that. We might have kind of forgotten about that whole thing. So.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for that.
So thanks.
Yeah. I honestly forgot we had swag. Like
Yeah.
I brought it up like once before BlizzCon. I was like, yeah, it's a thing, and then
Yeah.
I didn't even buy any.
Well, yeah, I mean, we I don't know. The marketer in me wanted to do it more correctly. Like, we have that thing that allows you to get there, but like, we wanted to do it right, so there was like whatever, all the right aspects and all that stuff, and we never set it up. So.
I'm gonna sneeze. No.
No, don't do it. That would be awkward.
I don't want to get boogers on my jersey. I just got it. These jerseys, like if you get like the name branded ones, like this lovely XQC jersey. XQC, poggers my doggers. What was I saying? Right, it's like $70, and it takes 10 days to make, and like if you pay for like fast shipping, it's like 3 days. So it's like 13 days. I've been waiting like 13 days.
It's a lot of days.
This moment, and I knew that I was coming home to it today. I'm just like, I want my XQC jersey. Now I'm happy that I have it. And it says XQC on the back. It's all cool. I love that the sleeves are different colors. Like, that's fucking cool. You know what's really fucking cool though?
What?
Like, where I come from, like Ontario, you either cheer for, well, usually you either cheer for Toronto, the Toronto Maple Leafs, or the Ottawa Senators. And I'm more toward Ottawa, like in Ottawa and around in around it. So I would cheer for the Ottawa Senators, and having a Senators jersey or a Senators shirt or just like something with the Senators on it was normal,
Yeah.
But I never like cared about that. Like, I'd wear it, but like, and I would go to a game and cheer them on and stuff like that, but not so much because I loved hockey, just because like if that was my culture, like that is my culture.
Yeah.
And it sort of represents where I'm from, and that I do care about. But like, I would never wear something with the Senators on it in the same way that I would wear something with a band that I liked on it, or a video game, obviously. Like, I have a closet full of Blizzard shirts. Like, I love collecting those things, because when I wear it, like, I feel like I'm representing me and like the things that I love, and I'm just like, I'm desperately hoping that someone's gonna be like, hey, I play that game, and I'm like, cool, no awkwardness now, because we know about WoW. Rhyme. But I've never like experienced like what it's like to like put on a jersey of a team that you really like, and like a player that you really like, and just sort of like represent that team and represent that one player.
Aww.
Like, I've never had that before.
That's awesome.
Right? And like the first real jersey I ever had was one that Pat Crane gave me at BlizzCon last year. Like, he just handed me a CTR jersey, and it was so cool. Like, it's not sports obviously, but it looked like sports.
Yeah.
And I was wearing it, and it was a lot like this one, and I'm just like, feel like I'm part of a team. Like, this is
Yeah.
fucking cool. This is cool.
And what a team! Like for those,
And what a team.
for people that to wear the jersey of something that we've respected for so long,
Yeah,
and then
totally.
to be handed that and like with like your name on it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Fucking nice, but this is my first sports jersey with a name on it. That's not mine. And I just I don't know.
Hubert.
I feel good. I feel good, you guys.
Yes.
Feel good, men.
Rabbit geek.
And I can't wait for XQC to come back to the Overwatch League because that's gonna be great.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so good.
Would it be a little something maybe like this? I'm gonna put a little GIF up for you.
You got a GIF for me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, specifically for you.
Gonna wait. Okay. I hope you have a nice day. I hope your day is great and you spend time with the family you love and nothing rude happens because you're a good person. Fuck. Me. I love XQC. Like, he's just, he pops off IRL. He can't help it. He's not a malicious person. He doesn't mean bad things. He just talks really fast. And, like, his accent reminds me of home, and I don't know. I want to get a jersey with like all my favorite players on it, like especially the Canadian players, obviously. But like, I don't know. I was starting to think. At first, I really, really loved New York because I work in New York, and then I thought, maybe I really like Dallas because I really love all of the players on Dallas, and I have feelings for them. I love them. They're great. I like to see them. I like to see them play. Like, I care about their emotions and their feelings and shit.
Yeah.
And that hasn't changed, but now I'm starting to really love the Gladiators because, like, Scherfer's Canadian, but he's also really, really cool and funny, and and Big Goose is amazing, and just
Big
like
Goose.
learning about the players themselves. I feel less allegiance to teams and more allegiance to players, and I don't know if that's a thing. Like, do people do that in sports?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah, people do all kinds of crazy shit in sports.
Cool, because I feel like that's just making Overwatch League more fun, honestly. Because like, the more players that I like San Francisco, I really like Baby Bay, obviously, and Mommy. So
Obviously.
yeah, but it's just like, I get to watch the players that I care about more often than just
Yeah.
rooting for one team.
I get you. I'm an NYXL fan all the way. That's my team. But I love Mickey from Dallas Fuel because he's amazing and hilarious.
He's adorable.
Yeah. How do you
Yeah.
not love Mickey?
I don't know. So it's cool. I'm liking it. But when Canada does have a team, I'm going to have to be monumentously biased towards that. 'Cause,
Of course.
it's important.
Well, there'll
Because-
be the World Cup again.
Yeah, that's true. It's just like you Americans are lucky because, like, there's so many to choose from.
There's so many to choose from.
There's so many to choose from. But yeah, no, I'm very much a nationalist. I'm sorry. I'm like, taking yourself out of
I
your
don't
own
think there's anything wrong with
country
that.
usually makes you even more patriotic than when you're actually in there, because like, you don't take anything for granted anymore. It's just like, I would really love some goddamn ketchup chips and some butter tarts and some Nanaimo fucking bars, but nah, there ain't none. You can't fucking, there's none. It's not anything here. Where's the coffee crisps? Although I did see some Kinder Eggs here the other day. Have you guys like made that a thing now? Is it okay
So
now?
what?
Kinder Eggs. Because they were like
Kinder Eggs, yeah. They're
Kinder Eggs, they were like banned in the States because you guys kept like eating the toys or something.
because
don't
Americans are
know.
really stupid. I don't. You know what? The funny thing is, like, I don't remember ever seeing them. So I don't know if they just like kind of made their way back over. I never remember seeing them to begin with. Then again, Army kid, so we moved around different regions. It might have just been in some regions and not others, and I just didn't know about it. And then maybe it got banned because kids were eating the toys in them and choking and dying and being stupid. And maybe that's why they went away for a while. Maybe they're back. I have no idea. But I didn't realize until you were talking about them, and then I saw that they were here. So I'm not sure.
Congratulations, America.
Thank
Kinder
you.
Eggs are awesome. Oh my fuck. Because, okay, if you don't know what a Kinder Egg is, so it's like Kinder chocolate, so it's like an egg, right? This is what an egg looks like. You know?
Just like that.
Yeah. So, it's got like a seam.
Take
down the
note,
middle,
everyone.
so-
This is what an
so,
egg looks like.
Most people would like try to like wiggle the seam apart, and then you'd have like two halves of the egg, right? So inside the egg is white chocolate, and on the outside of the egg is like milk chocolate, and like so you'd eat the egg, like the chocolate egg, and it was delicious. Like it's delicious Kinder chocolate. I don't talk about like those Bueno bars. Holy fuck, that was like my favorite chocolate bar before I went vegan. So anyway, you open the egg, and then there's like a little like capsule inside. Don't eat that. That is not edible. But then you pop open that. Oh, first you shake it because you're like, if this is a puzzle, I'm gonna fucking riot. Because sometimes you get puzzled. But pop it open, and more often than not, it's like something that you have to build. So it'll come with like instructions, and then all of these parts, and then like you're a kid, so you're like on the floor and all fours with your ass in the air, trying to like put these little pieces together, and like, you're like picking up the thing, like the reference manual, and it was like really small, and like fuck, okay. And like you're a little kid and you fuck it up, right?
Yeah.
And the worst part is like sometimes it'll come with little stickers that you stick on. So if like you like putting together a car, you might get like a sticker that looks like a windshield. So you're like trying to place it, and then you like put it all on the side, and you fuck it up or whatever, and then like you start crying, and your dad has to come and fix it. But then you got this cool little car that you made yourself, and then like on the other side of the instructions, it'll be like collect them all, but like you can't really because it's all random. So there'll be like lines of toys. So there'll be like some toys you build, sometimes you don't. You know, it's sometimes a fucking puzzle. Yeah, Bueno bars, fuck yeah, those things are
whoever
fucking
wants
good,
a puzzle
right? But then
in anything ever.
so it's cool for a kid because like you go up to the Kinder Egg display and you like shake them all, you know, and like you touch on the egg, it's covered in foil, and you're just like, okay, this one's kind of broken, so I don't want that. Pick this one up, doesn't feel good. You pick this up, and it's like you shake it. It's like, oh, it fucking sounds like a puzzle. And you pick one up, and like, you know, it feels good. You know, it's like, this is the one. This is the one that's gonna have the thing inside that's cool. And you bring it home, and it's a fucking puzzle, and you're just
No.
fuck. Then you do the puzzle, and you're like, oh, stupid.
I'm gonna do it, but I'm not happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fucking do it because I have it, but I'm not happy about it.
Yeah. I'm not even
Let's
gonna...
right back to the awkwardness thing again, because then you're like awkward with your candy. Who wants to be awkward with their candy?
You just get 2 Kinder Eggs, so, you know, lessen the chance of, like, getting one puzzle. But yeah, no, that's just good. That's just good, guys. You should get some Kinder. Just to sort of, like, catch up on your childhood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Missing out. A show.
So, you want to call that a post show?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Do you want to, I have an idea.
I don't like your ideas.
We have some friends who are working on a show of their own right now. You might be familiar with them because they are longtime people in the industry. The Twisted Nether Blogcast. I humbly request that we all go raid them and land in there. What should we say? What should we have everybody say when we get there, though?
If you guys could go to that, I'll post that in the there. I'll post that in the there.
Yeah, but what are we gonna say when we get there?
Let's see. Nothing too vulgar.
Yeah, because they're nice. They're
They
nice
are
people.
nice. They are nice. We could say like, I don't know. I'm not good at thinking on the
How
fly.
about let's take a page out of XQC's book and say something in all caps that says something like,
Bonjour, my doggies. I don't think he actually said that.
no, but let's just say, good evening in all caps or something like ridiculous.
Good evening.
Hey, that's kind of right along with the whole awkward thing we've got going tonight.
Yeah. Good evening.
Okay. But let's say good evening, TNB, because that's the names of the.
Choose another blog. Like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. All right, everybody, hit that link and let's go down there. We'll meet you there.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for coming
watching,
tonight.
guys.
Thanks,
I love
guys.
you.
Good times. Good
Bye.
night.